Previously on Deadlands, the Weird West, the law finally caught up with Charles P. McGinty, who has been arrested for being a snake oil salesman, thrown in jail, and is due to be hanged by the neck until dead in the morning. He's managed to buy himself a little bit of time by giving the Sheriff of Yuma a fake map to the cave where the gold was found, and the deputy has been left in charge. Meanwhile, Pastor John Virtue has decided to try and whip up the crowd in McGinty's support. Will it work? Let's find out.
You hear McGinty say, "Come on now, it's only $8. Only $8 and they're all wishing for my tip.
McGinty,
I mean,
ouch!
really, is that really
McGinty,
necessary?"
ouch! Okay.
Who's shouting McGinty, ouch?
Yeah, could you make me an investigator roll, please, to try and find the one person who's got the wrong end of the stick? Howdy and Jackie. Yeah, it's Howdy. Howdy and Jackie, what are you doing?
I think before anything, so having flatly kind of assisted the pastor, Jackie will just head to the bar or local shop and just top back up the whiskey that they have. Like no rush at all, just kind of dawdling, just like tips the hat to the pastor as they go by. Job done. Off to...
It's pickling time.
Okay, yeah, you walk into Podunk's, which is the bar you were in last night, and the barman's like, he sees you.
I've got some of the gold, right?
Yeah.
So I'd like to just put I'd like to take what's left of my whiskey in the bottle, tip it over my own head. So take a swig, tip it over my own head for the smell, put the bottle on the counter, give it half a second or a second for the reaction, and then follow up with a small chunk of gold that's just enough to fill it up with the finest whiskey they have.
You see, yeah.
And just...
the barman's like... takes the gold, pockets it.
Yeah,
and he goes, he actually gets a small stepladder out to sort of reach up to the very top of the bar, and he gets down a bottle of very expensive looking whiskey, and he kind of dusts it off, looks at you and like gives a rueful shake of the head that something so fine is going to someone who is so chaotic, and yeah, he just hands you the bottle. So you make me a notice check, please.
Okay. Yeah. Oof, a 1 and a 3. That's no good.
I wanted to go with Jackie. And would it be possible to time my entrance so that it's like when the barman places the whiskey on the counter, I walk in, take the whiskey as I'm walking by, and like sit down in the corner somewhere and take
You can give it a go. You watch Howdy come in, Jackie, and it looks like he's going to try and steal your bottle of whiskey.
I'm not stealing. I'm just carrying it over to the
himself.
table where we all.
It's probably the most expensive bottle of whiskey you've ever seen.
Okay, you know what? I've got the gold. I just knock another chunk off, put it on the counter, and kind of gesture to the bartender.
Wow.
And just, howdy, just a little tip. We've been through, stuff together.
Looking even more chagrined now, the barman fetches a second bottle. Do you make me another notice check, please?
2 and a 2. And I'd like to, once it's put down on the counter, I'd like to put it into the old bottle. So it's not in the nice looking bottle anymore. It's just in this old kind of scabby looking whiskey bottle that I carry everywhere.
The bum's like visibly repulsed by what you're doing. It's like, damn.
I'll flick another tiny fleck of gold at him and just go, for the trouble. And then go and join Howdy.
Damn it, burn that. Okay, yeah, sure. So you're both just having a pint now.
Wow.
Yep.
pint of whiskey.
Virtue, the crowd is just like is having a good chant. You reckon they'll probably keep this up if you do want to sort of go a wandering and find your companions?
No, I'd like to go up to the deputy.
All right. Yeah. What are you saying to the deputy?
Oh, Mr. Deputy, could I have a word, please?
Sure. Yeah. Go to your homes.
Oh, no, I don't think they're going to be going to their homes anytime soon. Perhaps you better invite me in.
What's this about?
Well, it's about the crowd, of course. About what they want.
I don't give a
about
hoot what they
after.
want. I want them to go to your homes.
Now, son, you might recognize.
Oh my gosh!
my
Just come in.
outfit
The deputy sits down. He's like,
Very well.
I'm not being paid enough to do this. What? What do you want?
Well, I can tell by your demeanor, but you're a man with not much time on your hands, so let me just say it out for you straight. The people outside are incensed. They are angry. They are verging on violent, and that is not something that I want to happen to this peaceful town.
He reaches behind him to the gun cabinet and gets a shotgun out and lays it across his knees.
Oh, God.
Now, son. You don't look like you got too many hairs on your chest. Perhaps you haven't been in one of these
I'm
situations
a deputy.
before.
I've been in situations. Don't you?
Now, I can tell you've been in situations, boy, but perhaps you haven't been in charge of them. Now, I don't know where
But you
your
put me in
sheriff is
charge
right now. On your own, boy. On your lonesome. I don't see anybody backing up. I don't see any friends here for you to reach out for help for. I don't want to see you get hurt now. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. This is. No, I'm not. Sir, how dare you? I'm a man of God.
I'm a deputy.
Yes, well, I respect your position. I hope you respect mine. And I do not want to see you get strung up by a mob. Boy, how old are you?
It's none of your business.
How? Now, come on. There are no secrets in front of Jesus.
Jesus.
Are you?
No, I'm not Jesus, boy. I'm just saying.
I'm 17.
Unafraid. 17? Boy, when I was 17, I was out having fun before I became a man of the cloth.
You've got your calling, Padre, and I've got mine. And he shows his tin star.
Boy, if you want to keep that, you want to be a man of the law for more than 17 years of your life now.
2.
I assume you didn't come out of the womb as a deputy.
No, that would be crazy. Like, how would I hold the gun?
It would be very impressive.
I couldn't even
that's
walk.
the thing, boy. It's not all about holding guns.
Okay.
Before you could even walk, you're walking the line, huh?
Can
Yes, Charles can hear
any
all of
of
this.
By the way, he's just sighing.
Okay. Yep.
Look,
This is his only hope, but he's.
Let's forget about age and babies and holding guns. The fact of the matter is, you're outnumbered.
You are
boy.
threatening me.
I'm not threatening you,
Why are
boy.
you yelling
I'm
at
on
me
your
then?
side. Because you are making a stupid decision.
I'm
and I
just
do
doing
not
my
want to see
job.
you get hurt. Boy, you're doing your job poorly.
Make me a persuasion check.
Ouch.
5. If I use my charismatic skill to reroll, do I get to pick the best result, or
It's
do I
just a straight
do a straight
reroll.
reroll?
Okay.
I'll keep the 5.
He looks at you and he's like, I'm sick of this. And he goes outside and he takes the shotgun and fires into the air.
Goodness.
And he was like, go to your homes! And the crowd is like, oh! And a lot of them scatter. In fact, all of them move well away from the sheriff's office. And they some of them are just standing down the street, but they're all looking and be like, damn, oh goodness. He comes back in, sort of the sun silhouettes him as he enters, and like you see a curl of smoke rising from the barrel of the shotgun. It's like, Well, I thank you for warning me of the danger. I think you can see I handled it just fine, thanks.
Boy, I'm disappointed. I really am. To think that a boy of such what I thought was high moral fatuity would resort to shooting in the air, trying to scare them off.
My
like
job is
rats
to
into
keep
the
the
sun.
peace, sir, and sometimes that means scaring the rats away.
Boy, that didn't seem peaceful to me.
Well, it
That's all
seems
I'm
pretty
saying.
peaceful now. So unless you've got any other business here in town with me, I'd suggest you go away as well, because I'm not allowed to fire this inside,
Now,
and I would damage the ceiling.
Now, we wouldn't want that. Now, I do know about leaky roofs, and it's things that we need to fix in this town. But let me just leave you with one more piece of information, sir. That was just a ragtag mob that got banded up by someone, who knows. But the important thing is, that was just the beginning. If the people want this man out of jail, and I don't want to pass judgment, but it seems to me like he's earned his keep in this town. But if the people want him out of jail, then who's to know who might come back next time? I am not threatening you, boy. I am trying to open your mind to the truth.
Yeah, well, I know what I'm doing. So, go away.
For your sake and mine, boy, I hope that's true. I'll leave you to your business.
Okay.
Yeah, leave.
As John Virtue leaves, can I, like, if there's a window in the saloon, if it's nearby, see him walking out, and then exit to kind of meet him in the parapet?
Both you and Howdy make me a notice roll.
These have gone so well so far. That is a 3 and a 2.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
Howdy, you hear the distinct sound of a shotgun going off. And a car.
And a car.
It startles a nearby car, which raises up on its hind legs and like scampers away.
Do I hear approximately the direction it's coming?
It's coming from down the street. It sounded like it was coming from like the sheriff's office.
Am I on my own at this point, or
I'm having a pint with Jackie Daniels.
Oh, okay.
whiskey.
Okay, I'd like to just turn to him and be like, "You hear that?"
Nope. And I just take another swig of whiskey.
Sounded like a shotgun went off down near the sheriff's office.
All right, then. I take another long swig of whiskey. I suppose we should go, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, I'll finish this one and just drain the bottle and just.
I said this, not intending to move, just make conversation.
Yeah. You and I are very different people.
Okay, so
Wow.
Jackie,
You
you
are
are
a great
going to head out.
conversationalist,
Howdy, are you going to stay and
Yes.
carry on drinking?
I'm gonna stay for a bit, yeah.
Okay. As I walk out, in that case, I'll just put a little bit more gold on the counter and just gesture at Howdy. Be like, another one for my friend. You heard.
He pockets that.
So let me get this right.
How big
Right.
is this chunk of gold?
Well, it's
Yeah.
pretty valuable, right? I would guess so.
Well, McGinty is sat awaiting his death. He's got John Virtue trying and failing with this deputy, and his dear friend Howdy is drinking in a tavern while Jackie Daniels is just spending
Yes.
all the gold.
All will be revealed.
This is the master plan, is it? Okay, you can't wait to see the results.
I feel like the master plan is that Howdy's just trying to get all the grieving out the way now. That to me seems like the master plan.
Get started early, and then by the
Mighty
time it
worship.
actually happens, we'll
Okay.
be fine.
Well then, Jackie, yeah, you catch. It takes you saunter, and it takes a few minutes to get toward the sheriff's office. But you see Pastor John Virtue leaving, looking quite chagrined.
Scripture went well then. Your latest sermon.
Well, I riled up the crowd, but it didn't seem like I had much backup.
Well, if the Lord didn't have your back, I'll have it for you. And I would like to just pull a stick of dynamite back out of my satchel and just
waggle it around.
Lord.
Yeah, just show it to John Virtue and make it clear that what I intend to do is blow up the wall of the jail.
Great stuff.
What has happened in this town's history that it is so avoided from the gaze of the Lord?
Well, you're the pastor. I think maybe you should go back to Sunday school.
Wow. At this point, has the deputy is he just like
he's
in his
reloading the
office
shotgun
now?
and muttering to himself. I'm doing just fine.
Is the
okay?
Is the
No.
office in another room?
It's
Okay, so the office is
you're
right
in
there.
the sort of the
cell.
drunk tank basically. They want to keep an eye on you, so yeah, you are just in a corner of the room in a cell.
McGinty is going to sigh very loudly. And he's going to say, I'm really sorry about that, Sheriff. I really don't know. I don't know what that man was threatening you. I think
He
you're
was
doing a
threatening
fine
me, wasn't
job.
he?
I've seen some scary folks around here before, and I think they get riled up easily. I don't know if you know, but despite what I might have done in other places, I've got myself a little bit of reputation here. People seem to have taken to me a little bit, but there's no need for that kind of action. You're doing an excellently fine job here.
And while John Virtue takes communion in the street, which in fairness you do need to do regularly to avoid losing your connection to the Lord, the deputy pulls his chair closer to the boss. He's like, well, how do I make him like me? I mean, ordinarily, the sheriff comes and he says, hey, go to your homes. And people go to their homes. But they weren't listening to me. Do you think no one...
You see, now I respect, as much as might have been said, I respect law givers. And as much as I do that, I would say that, I've got to say, your sheriff perhaps isn't the man that maybe you could be, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not suggesting anything, but do you know why he just left right now?
Kill the sheriff. Sorry, what was the question?
I mean, no. I said, do you know why your sheriff just left right now?
He took off pretty fast. But no, he just said, you're in charge, deputy. Do a good job. You've got this. Now,
I would say that he made an excellent decision by putting you in charge. You're doing a fine job right now. Tell me your name, my friend.
My name's Billy.
Billy, excellent. Fine name.
Billy the Kid.
Yep,
Don't call me that. Everybody calls me that.
I'm not here.
Why does everybody call me that?
It was just a little nickname, nothing to do with your age, of course. It's a title that's sometimes given to men of courage and good standing. Your sheriff, I wanted to play a little test on him because I wanted to make sure whether he was a man that could actually carry out justice and the law. I said to him, would you be interested in taking a bribe? I did say outright a bribe, sir. Yes. And of course I've got nothing to give him. I mean, look at me, I've got nothing. You've taken everything from me. But yet, he did not resist the temptation. And he has gone off in the search of gold.
For gold?
Yeah, a bribe that I offered him, and he did not resist it. Your sheriff,
That's
sir.
terrible.
Do you know why I did that? Because I wanted to see whether he was a man that could do his job. And you know what? I don't think he is. That's why you're in charge here now.
Hey, yeah. So what should I do?
Well, those people out there, you don't want to rule by fear. You want them to like you. You want them to love you.
I don't know about loving me, but...
Well, in a sense of town kinship.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Love you as some sort of father figure. Now, the way you maybe be able to do that is by showing them that you're a man of mercy as well as strength that you just displayed out there very, very strongly.
I think I know where this is going, sir. I can't let you out if that's what you mean.
I'm not asking you to let me out. No. I accept that my end is coming. All I ask from you is that I have one final conversation with my dearest friends. If you could allow them to come in and visit me, and I could give them my final rights and my final words, then that would be most gracious for you, and I think people would respect you for that.
Okay. All right. Okay. He leaves the office and you hear him bellow, "I just want you all to know I'm letting him have... His friends are going to come visit. I can be nice."
Ginty just sits there nodding.
Yeah, you certainly hear this. I mean, Howdy, you're just in the pub. But Jackie and John Virtue, you hear that McGinty has allowed visitors now.
All right, I carry on. I just go, "Well, ain't that curious?" And keep walking around to the back.
Okay.
Wow.
So, is there a window into McGinty's
it's a very
cell?
high up one with like little teeny tiny bars.
So
There's also a window into McGinty's soul.
I thought that's what he was asking first.
So could I, presumably once the deputies walked away, because
Yep.
I would have heard this, just kind of like make a bit of noise, ring against the bar, like a gentle kind of tapping to get McGinty's attention. And then go, "Well, how are you holding in there, friend?"
You have to stand on sort of like you have to overturn the bucket in the room.
Can the guy see me do this?
The deputy he's gone outside to yell at people.
Okay, he's gone outside.
You've
to
not
yell.
got long,
Right.
but you
So,
reckon
but
you
I
can go have a chat.
Right.
I said go.
Right. Okay. Where have you been? I said you could come in from the main entrance. I don't understand why you have to do this.
Where we been? Howdy and I have been planning carefully to make, to aid with your escape. We were carefully considering the situation.
Absolutely
yes.
reeks of it.
I can smell that you've been considering it. What do you have to help? Do you have anything? Do you have picklocks? Anything I can use to try and get out of here?
Oh, yeah, I have quite the subtle method. And I just tear 2 strips of my kind of rotten poncho and just hand them to Charles through the bars and say, "I would advise you put these in your ears and you step back from the wall."
Are you going to blow this wall up?
I will be strategically making an exit for you. But yes, I would not stand near the wall, otherwise you yourself wish to be vacated from this plane.
Well, I was gonna die anyway. I might as well die anyway.
It ain't so bad.
How big are these cells, Johnny?
You're a bit worried that you won't be able to put enough distance between you and the exploding wall, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Am I high enough to be able to get a rough measure of A, how thick the wall is, B, how large the cell is in order to... So if I need to use less dynamite.
The wall is basically just planks. Like, it's just a wooden sheriff's office. And the cell itself is... There's probably about 15 foot between the wall and the bars. So it's not terrible.
Okay. Yeah. But if it's just wooden planks, I'll use a very, very small end of dynamite. I chew it off like a carrot. And then just...
Yeah, gunpowder fills your mouth, and like you feel like a lot of it just trickles down your throat, and you're just like... Wow.
Crunching. You know, like when you eat sandwiches on a beach? I imagine that, just like gritting in the teeth. Okay, so...
Wait, before you do your thing, I just want to say this is something that would be happening while this is ongoing. I want to ready everyone's horses, donkeys, mules, whatever, and essentially try and time it so that I arrive at the back of McGinty's cell around the time when the opening happens. I just wanted to say it before this all happens.
Let's say that Howdy eventually just like drank up, came down and was like, saw Jack. Basically, you rounded the corner of to see where everyone was, and like opening a trash can to find a raccoon, you see Jackie Daniels just like just chewing with like grey gums and yellowing teeth.
You see John Virtue just sighing in the distance. You know exactly what's happening.
Is the deputy at risk of coming back in? Is he back in?
He is going to come back in a minute. Yeah, in a very short amount of time.
Okay. If he comes back in, can Charles look at him and go, "Oh, that was mighty graceful of you," and he's like also very conscious of the fact that the wall behind him is potentially about to explode. And he says, "You know what else would really help me is seeing my life off in the way that I wished it would. Just one more taste of that delicious. I just love sarsaparilla. I just can't get enough of that sarsaparilla. I've never been much of a drinking man. I literally kept that whiskey in there for my very alcoholic friend. He just couldn't help himself. I just love sarsaparilla, and I would be so grateful if you could go and get me a sarsaparilla."
Check, please.
Okay. 8 was the highest I rolled.
I really shouldn't leave this place. All right, you've done me a good turn. I'll go get you a sarsaparilla, sure. And he leaves the office, and you hear him going, "I'm going to get the prisoner a sarsaparilla as a gesture of kindness and compassion. I can be nice."
Boy, keep your voice down. What the hell are you playing at?
The prisoner a sarsaparilla as a gesture of compassion and kindness. I can be nice.
That's very nice of you, boy, but don't declare it to the world. What if he's got backup on the way?
He ain't got backup. He's barely even got friends.
Charles is gonna yell very loudly, "You're doing a fine job there, deputy. Just go and get that sarsaparilla now."
Does Jackie?
Yeah,
could Jackie hear this?
Just bellowing
from across the thing. Jackie would just like to holler over the roof, "We love you, deputy. Make it a double on us."
Double? I'm making it a double. And he looks at you, John Virtue, to be like, "I showed you." And he sets off toward Podunk's. Basically, Howdy, after you saw Jackie Daniels chewing on a stick of dynamite, you're like, "I'm going to go get some horses." They are hitched like about 20 foot further down from the sheriff's office. That's fine.
Right. Now hurry up, come on now, we ain't got much time. I got rid of the sheriff, you gotta do what you gotta do, and if I survive this, I swear to God, you're not gonna hear the end of this one.
Don't need to tell me twice, Charles. I like the fuse.
Charles, is there a chair in this cell or anything?
There's one of those beds that's just basically planks with chains affixing it to the wall, and a threadbare pillow. There is a bucket.
Is there a... Yeah, Charles is gonna put the bucket. He's gonna squeeze himself the smallest pot possible away from the wall and put the bucket on his head.
Don't put it on your head. No. You know what goes in the bucket, Mia?
It's damp in there.
Charles.
Yeah.
Does it smell better or worse than Jackie?
It's just different.
Debatable.
No better, no worse, just different. Okay. The wall explodes. What is your toughness, please, Charles P. McGinty?
It's 5.
Okay. What's the damage on dynamite? I'll lower it a little bit because it's not a full stick and there's a wall in the way, but let's find out.
You just add the damage from shrapnel and stone.
Let's see. Dynamite.
Cause it's TNT. Dynamite. TNT.
Shout out to Tony Horse getting remastered.
Yeah.
That's not good sound. That's not good sound.
The bucket does a very good job of protecting your head, but as you kind of crouch down, you get stuck in the back with like a shower of splinters, and you're going to have to take a wound. There's a high-pitched whine in your ears from the explosion, and everything feels kind of like muffled and chaotic, but you feel a sudden breeze, thick with smoke, from the now quite enormous hole in the wall of the deputy's office. You hear outside, Jackie, you hear after the sweet sound of something going boom, you hear lots of shouts being like, "Whoa, what was that? Blah, 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 blah." And you think you pick out the deputy's voice going, "Oh, hell!" And you hear the sound of a lot of pairs of boots running toward the site of the explosion. Pastor John Virtue, how are you feeling?
Can I see the deputy running towards the building? I want to gesture like, get down, as if there's something going on.
Okay. Make me a persuasion check. See how brave he's feeling.
5.
He buys it. Yeah, he's like, and he like jumps and hits the dirt.
Yeah, I hit the dirt next to him and I'm like, now I don't know how many there are, but I'm sure you heard the explosion. I'm pretty sure I saw movement back there. Now I told you, did I not warn you that it could have been dangerous?
Nice. I am nice. I was getting the man a drink. Oh hell!
Wow. Look, why don't you go find some cover? Perhaps I can scout it out.
I need backup. That's what I need. He races off down the street, hollering.
Okay, Charles is going to very slowly stand up, rocks and various other bits of shrapnel just clattering off him, clothes in just disrepair, and he pulls the bucket off his head, and he says, "Well, I mean, there were more subtle ways of doing it, but I guess I'm out and I'm alive, so I can't really complain that much."
Alright, enough talking, just get on your mule.
What about all my stuff?
Yeah, all of your stuff is in a desk drawer on the other side of the bars.
I'm gonna go in the front door and go rummage around and just grab everything I can find. Like, if it's his or it's anyone else's, I just grab everything.
It's quite a lot of stuff, actually. But yeah.
Okay, Charles is gonna climb out the hole. Is his mule there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I brought all
his
the
mule
things.
is...
Okay.
Oh. Absolutely fine, actually. The mule doesn't give a monkeys. It's just like...
Yeah, we've got an understanding. And yeah, I hop onto the
He's
mule.
probably deaf or something.
Look, not the youngest mule, but it was the most easily available one. Yeah, he hops on the mule and he says, "Come on, man, come on, we gotta get out of here." And he starts like, "Has Howdy got back?"
Yeah.
He's gonna grab some of the stuff that Howdy's got and then go, "Yeah, yeah." And yeah,
Ride very slowly.
Very
Yeah,
old
let's say for the sake of your inventory, you get everything back, McGinty. You've got all your stuff back.
Okay.
And
Yay.
so you two are on horse or muleback. Jackie, are you saddling up? Okay. What about you, Virtue?
Sure.
Can I? So I run off to meet up with them, and I'm going to say Charles. He just sort of points to you and says, "Come here quickly."
Okay. Charles was gonna ride off, but he says, "Ugh, what is it, Pasto? I've got to get out of here."
Charles, I need you to confess your sins.
What do you want to?
Just to me. Nobody else can talk right now. I just need you to confess your sins. Confess the sins of where you're headed, in what direction specifically. Do you understand?
No, I really don't.
Okay, Charles, we're on confession right now. Where are you going?
I'm really out of this town.
East, west? You give me a direction.
North. I'm going north.
Okay, that's all I need to know. I'll see you later. He scuttles off back to the streets.
Okay.
Very strange man indeed. And Charles goes east instead.
Okay. It was okay.
Outstanding. Okay.
No, he'll go north. He's just suspicious.
Okay.
You go northeast.
Confessions are confidential, I think, right? So that way he has the information, but is not able to pass on that information to the law.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll go north then.
If you had went east, I would have told them east and lied.
Yeah.
Just to spite you.
Dang. Okay.
Just to metagame
I
you.
would have punished you for that. So it's a good thing you didn't. Okay. So, taking advantage of the chaos, you ride north at pace. Could everyone just make me a riding roll? This is a skill I doubt any of you have.
Woo! I'm good
great.
at. I do, but it's only a 4, so
Okay.
it's the same as not having it.
I rolled a 4 on my d6, but I don't have it, so I guess that's -2.
Cool.
I rolled a 7. I exploded on.
And McGinty, how did you do?
Ah.
I got
Okay,
a 3.
So it's like you ride fast and you ride hard, and it is quite a taxing journey to just try and put distance between you and the town. Everyone, McGinty and Jackie, I want you to take a level of fatigue, please.
Oh wow. Oh, hang on, I didn't minus my 1 from my wound. That's
okay.
technically a 2 then.
So the level of fatigue is another negative modifier. So you're rolling at -2 to everything now, McGinty, I am afraid. But you basically ride off into the hills, and what was quite a broad path becomes narrower and eventually becomes sort of a winding path up sort of like a rocky hillside, with lots of sort of crags, and there's sort of almost a big valley at the top, kind of, like sort of mesa-esque sort of winding, almost like goat paths, basically. So you sort of head out there. Pastor John Virtue, you still in town?
Yeah, I just want to keep ahead of the situation back here.
He comes back with 10 men, all carrying guns. He's like, right, we gotta get him, boys. He must have had accomplices. Excuse me, I'm excited. We gotta get him, boys. And he turns to you. Which way do they go?
Oh, well now, Deputy, there's been a bit of a problem on that front. You see, I'm obliged by the word of God to not tell you.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, they did tell me where they were going, but legally it was under confession, which means that I am honor bound to keep that to
not
myself.
Telling me seems pretty dishonorable, actually. Are you serious?
Well, no. Well, that is the law that you uphold, so.
He grabs his shotgun and fires in the air. Please tell me!
What?
Please.
Just passage on words, you wait for the ringing to stop. What? I don't see how that changes things,
before.
Deputy. Well, now, I apologize. This is a really tricky situation that we found ourselves in, but I promise I will accompany you wherever you go and do my best to help you, but I cannot tell you where they have gone.
All right. Oh, jeez. They probably went east, boys. Let's try east. They grab horses. They're like, yeah. Keep up, Pastor. Will John Virtue's ruse buy our posse enough time to get away with McGinty intact, or are his days indeed numbered? Find out next week on the concluding part of Deadlands, The Weird West.